Do you see the problem with the clip I'm about to show you? It's from the most recent season of Stranger Things. People have been sharing this clip on social media saying that this is everything that's wrong with Netflix and streaming shows in general, which is that shots like this are framed and lit specifically to be shared on social media, on vertical video formats like Reels and TikTok and YouTube Shorts. I am not an expert, but I feel like I can see this everywhere once it was pointed out to me, where they are basically only using the center third of the frame and often leaving everything else out of focus. Here's That Percy Jackson Show on Disney Plus. I feel like you can kind of see the same thing. It's not that every shot does it, but they're doing it with key moments that they want to be shared. Here's another Netflix show, Emily in Paris. I feel like you can kind of see the same thing. Again, it's not every shot, just a lot of them. To be clear, this is not the technique that Stanley Kubrick used, where he was basically creating a tunnel for your vision to focus here, where the whole frame is intended to draw your eye to a spot. The complaint is that these shows don't use the rest of the frame at all. Now, one thing that's interesting about this is that the far more common complaint I see about Stranger Things is that the characters spend too much time explaining the plot to each other as if they know the audience is distracted on their phone while they're watching this on their TV. That actually doesn't bother me because that's been a staple of television since forever. It was always assumed that while you were watching TV that you were doing something else. You were folding the laundry or reading a newspaper or eating a meal. I would argue that old network TV actually used to be worse, because back then it was routine for people to join the show halfway through because they flipped over from something else during a commercial break. So it was routine to have characters constantly remind each other what was going on. Whereas this thing with the shot framing is something that I now notice every time it happens. I'm just immediately thinking, oh, they intended this part to be shared. Is this something you also have noticed, or am I way off base here?